A convicted murderer wants to be let off death row because she says prosecutors hurt her feelings. This is Friday, October 24th, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for starting the end of your week with the Texas Minute. We'll kick off today's edition with a couple of sadly all too common stories out of our public schools. 3 families are suing Celina Independent School District for gross negligence by enabling Coach Caleb Elliott to make illicit locker room recordings of at least 30 middle school boys while they were undressed and showering. The man was arrested earlier this month in connection with those crimes. The lawsuit alleges the district was not only aware of Elliott's criminal predation of young boys, but deliberately covered it up, possibly to protect the legacy of Celina ISD's famed football program. The accused man's father is Celina ISD's head football coach and athletic director, Bill Elliott. The lawsuit cites 2 past crimes the younger coach committed involving Celina students, starting a relationship with a male student at the high school and getting caught previously placing cameras in the middle school boys' locker room. Plaintiffs allege that Celina ISD officials knew about both of those crimes but kept them quiet. The lawsuit is being brought under a new law that abolishes the sovereign immunity of public schools and professional school employees in certain sexual misconduct cases. In 2 separate criminal cases, the superintendent of the Centerville Independent School District has been charged with a felony, while another district employee is under investigation. Centerville ISD Superintendent Carol Dickey has been arrested after being indicted by a grand jury for intentionally failing to report the resignation of a coach who allegedly had a romantic relationship with a student. That coach now works 60 miles away from Centerville at Groveton ISD. Centerville trustees unanimously agreed to set aside $30,000 of taxpayer funds to pay for Dickey's legal defense on the stipulation that she be found innocent. If found guilty or if she enters into a plea deal, she'll have to reimburse the district. Meanwhile, an unnamed Centerville ISD employee has been placed on administrative leave for, quote, unprofessional conduct towards an elementary student. Due to 5 years of poor academic performance, the Texas Education Agency is taking over control of the Fort Worth Independent School District. While there are a variety of actions that the state agency can take to deal with the situation, Education Commissioner Mike Morath has ordered the appointment of a board of managers and a conservator to oversee the district. That's scheduled to happen next week. The Texas Minute will be right back.
But every day I run into something that I'm dealing with the county judge.
Judge Bray recused himself, but as we'll soon see, he couldn't resist reinserting himself into the process.
Signing notices, setting deadlines, accepting candidate applications, rejecting candidate applications. The dispute that ensued thereafter was centered on whether or not Judge Bray had the authority to do those things or should have been doing those things.
Kicking the Circle, Texas Scorecard's latest documentary, will be available on October 28th at texasscorecard.com.
A Texas woman convicted of one of the most gruesome murders in recent memory is now appealing her death sentence, arguing that prosecutors improperly introduced humiliating and prejudicial evidence against her during the trial. Taylor Renee Parker was sentenced to death for the murder of 21-year-old Reagan Hancock and Hancock's unborn daughter Braxlyn on October 9, 2020. Parker brutally attacked Hancock inside her home, beating, stabbing, and strangling the young woman before using a scalpel to cut the unborn child from her womb. After the crime, Parker was pulled over for speeding when the trooper noticed she was covered in dried blood while holding the dead baby with the umbilical cord still attached. Her appeal centers on jurors having heard evidence that Parker had been fat and that, quote, her stretch marks were gross. This, her attorneys assert, should have been inadmissible, being akin to racism. Parker is currently housed at the Patrick L. O'Donnell Unit in Gatesville, the primary detention facility for female death row inmates. You can find the details on that story and the others mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Aaron Anderson, Addie Hovland, and Travis Morgan. Our producer is Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. I hope you have a great weekend.